Hey everyone, Mr. Sujano here. In this video we're talking about Wii U, Nintendo Switch, PS2 and more. Let's get started. Alright, we'll kick things off here talking about something a little bit ridiculous but surprisingly popular. The WiiU game launcher, which is supposed to be Wii U on Android. This emulator is 100% fake. We don't even need to sugarcoat anything here. It's by MK Applications, which is known to release some fake stuff, and this one does contain ads. No surprise, you install it, it doesn't work, you watch some ads, and they might make some money off you. And it does say early access, so no one has been able to rate this, and it's got over 50,000 downloads. Insane. MK Applications has some other gems here like X360 Emu Simulator with over 100,000 downloads. And they have a PS3 emulator and a PS4 emulator, and I'm surprised not a PS5 emulator. Oh wait, they do have that too. Now I know a lot of you are excited about potentially getting Wii U emulation on Android sooner or later, but I hate to break it to you, it's gonna be later. Even though Cemu and open source, there's a ton of work that needs to be done to make Cemu work on Android, and it's gonna take a while if ever. Unfortunately, over 50,000 people have gotten their hopes up a little bit too much on this one, and I hate to break it to you, but this isn't the real deal. But speaking about the real deal, and next up we're talking about Nintendo Switch emulation on Android with Skyline and the paid testing early access version of Skyline. Skyline Edge just got a brand new update. So at the time of filming, Edge 63 here is the latest version, and it adds in a brand new feature I think a lot of people are gonna like. Add save, import, export, and delete functionality. And fun fact here, someone got Skyline up and running with Emulator front-end dig and configured it to look exactly like a Nintendo Switch. Let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. I think this looks pretty fantastic. Next up, we're talking about the infamous EggNS. The team that took Yuzu, Ryujinx, and Skyline free and open source code, closed the source, made some questionable changes, bundled it up, and sold it, seems to be focusing their attention now on iOS. It appears they're in the process of developing a 3DS emulator for it, and I'm wondering now if they're taking Citra code, or if they're possibly waiting for Emu 3DS to finish and taking this free and open source code and tweaking it and selling it. Emu 3DS is free, it's open source, it's the world's first Nintendo 3DS emulator for Apple devices, which is based on Citra, and development on this one is coming along very nicely. In fact, they're already at 100% audio. If you are curious about this one, I'll drop a link to Emu 3DS in the description below, and I do recommend checking it out. It's a very interesting endeavor, and I do wish them the best of success, and I'm really hoping EggNS just doesn't take this. And speaking about closed source, next up we're talking about PS2 emulation on Xbox with AetherSX2, and AetherSX2 for UWP just got a brand new update. I have no idea what has changed in this version, it's closed source so I don't know here. But as of April 6th, there's been a brand new version launched for it. It's 2439. Fortunately here at a super high level, it appears that this version of AetherSX2 on Xbox is running better than the previous one, so feel free to check it out. It is free. And speaking about free, next up we're talking about Nintendo Switch emulation on PC with Yuzu, and Yuzu got a couple of updates. In the paid testing early access version of Yuzu, there's a couple of updates here you might find interesting. In 3503, it fixes reported audio issues in a few games including Rune Factory 3 and Crystal Chronicles. They also replaced the extended memory layout from 6 gigs to 8 gigs, which adds support for mods that require more DRAM than 4 to 6 gigs. And in early access 3504, it may improve performance slightly on demanding scenes. And on top of that, the free mainline version of Yuzu already has some of these changes in it. So 1398 just released, and this one has the changes from 3503, fixing audio issues in a whole bunch of games including Rune Factory 3 and Crystal Chronicles. Moving on, and we're talking about Wii U emulation on PC with Cemu graphics packs. For those who may be unaware, Cemu graphics packs is a repository where you can find graphics packs that can upscale, modify, or improve most Wii U games that work on Cemu. This one is free, it's open source, and I'll drop a link to it in the description below. And version 895 of the graphics packs is just released. And last up here, we're talking about a whole bunch of different emulators on Android here from Broglia. And we talked about SNES 9X EX Plus the other day, but it appears a bunch of his other ones also got a brand new update. So at the time of filming, version 1.5.70 is the latest update, and not too long before that, version 1.5.69 was released. We've got a whole bunch of bug fixes, tweaks, and improvements here, including improving edge filtering quality of virtual controls and UI graphics. As well as this one, due to popular demand, they've re-added the full screen aspect ratio option, now called Full Display. If you wanted to check out the entire changelog, I'll drop a link in the description below. You can pick these emulators up right on the Google Play Store, or if you wanted to pick them up for free, you can pick them up right on GitHub. You will need a GitHub account. If you're not logged in yet, can't click on the hyperlinks here. And I'll drop a link to this in the description below as well. Robert Broglia's emulators on Android are amazing. And on top of all of that, as part of the updates here, the icing on the cake is that Robert Broglia also introduced a brand new emulator, Lynx.emu, Atari Lynx Emulation. It's based on Mednafen and Handy. But anyways, that is all I've got for you in this one. Straight to the point, all stuff and no fluff. We talked about a bunch today. Let me know your thoughts about absolutely any of it in the comments below. If you liked this video, leave a like. If you didn't like this video, leave a like. Hit that subscribe button, check out my other videos. Don't tempt fate, save your state.